What I'm going to attempt to show you is the removal of this piston from this motorcycle caliper. And a lot of people on YouTube that I've seen use air pressure to blow it out, and some people use bread. Other people use you know, like the sockets that they will put in here. They put a bunch of sockets in here to fit that, and then put a ratchet in there to try to turn it out. I've seen that. I tried both methods, and I couldn't get these out. So what I'm going to do is show you what I did, how to get this out with grease. I hear people talking about it, but I haven't seen it performed. So what I'm going to show you is you're going to take out your bleeder screw, and you're going to find a grease cert. I didn't have one, so I ended up taking out my lawnmower on one of the axles pivot, so I'm not sure what that size that is, but find one that would fit yours, and you screw it in there. And it's not really the same thread, so you're just trying to grab a couple, three or four threads, and then, you know, tighten it up, snug it up. Don't go too much, just enough to hold it there. And then take the banjo bolt where the brake line is held on, take that out, or you sure already have it out, you have it off your motorcycle. What I did is I decided to put a spacer between here, and the only thing I had was a piece of hose that would fit this, and I just push it on there like so. Then to help keep the grease from coming out more is I put the copper washer back on, just like that. And trying to get it so I can show you a little bit better. So put this on, and all you want to do is plug this hole up, because you're starting to pressurize this, you know, this cavity. So what you want to do is screw this on like you're going to bolt that up, and then tighten it down, not too tight, just tight enough to keep it from leaking. You probably can tighten it up to where it just starts like mushrooming. The hole starts mushrooming. Yeah. So you just, you know, tighten it up to appropriate. Then this bolt here is just to hold the brakes that goes through here. You don't need that. I'm just showing that's not going to leak out of there, so don't have to worry about that. And then what you do is put your grease gun on here, and I had an air powered one, but I'm sure a manual one would work just as well. But you just keep pumping on that until that cylinder pops out. And of course you got all this grease in here now that you kind of waste it. I guess you could put it on something that you don't really care to worry about, but it only takes a couple of minutes to pump that out of there. Probably could put that on another gun. You could probably put it in a gun and use it for something else. Pump it into another lubrication that you don't care about too much. But that's, I feel, is the best way to do it. The air pressure way seems like it can be dangerous. You get too much pressure, then the thing just shoots out all of a sudden. This one doesn't. It just goes slowly, pushes it out without too much effort. And so I just wanted to show you what I did, because I didn't see anybody doing it. So then when you get done, you just take out your grease zerk, and this is where the bleeder screw goes. And you didn't do any damage to the thread. You just screw it right back in, no problem. And this one here, sometimes it'll leak out a little bit, but as long as most of the time you're putting the grease in there and making progress. This doesn't have to be completely sealed, but mine did leak a little bit, but not enough to worry about. So hopefully you can try that yourself. Those are the two things that you need to do. Grease zerk in where the bleeder screw is, and then put your bungee bolt back on. I'd say put a spacer on. I used rubber so if I torque it down, it's not going to damage anything. And try there. Alright, well, good luck to you. Hope that helps. Rubber hose spacer. It's got the brass fitting on there. Doesn't have to be completely sealed, but just enough so it doesn't leak out. There. And there's the piston. Then put this grease zerk in where the bleeder screw is. Don't tighten it too much so it'll strip it out. And I'm gonna use my grease gun, air powered, try to push that cylinder out of there. The last one I had, that was a big problem. It couldn't move it. Tried air pressure, 120 psi, whatever. Tried the ratchet approach where you stick the ratchets in here, or the sockets in there, and put a ratchet in there. I couldn't get it to work. Let's see if this doesn't go flopping around like it did last time. Grease zerk on there, and then try to fill up the cavity with grease. See, it's starting to move. See, the grease is coming out here a little bit, but that's not a big deal. Just enough to keep it from coming out completely. See the piston moving? Geez, that's the easiest way, I tell you right now. Waste grease, but it works good. You can just take that right out of there, like so. Okay, that's good. Okay. Now I'm going to take this stuff back out. Oh, this is the easiest way, I tell you right now. Okay. Take this grease zerk out of here. Just really loose. Doesn't really fit those threads, but it fits it just enough to keep it from coming out. And then this one here is just the banjo bolt that goes in there, and that is a rubber hose that I cut to be a spacer. And I put the brass or copper washer on the backside just to seal it so it doesn't come out all that much. It leaks a little, see it's right there. That's the original that goes on there. And this is just a rubber hose you can buy anywhere. Chop it off a chunk there for yourself.